Hi friends, it's Michelle with Rising Sun Oracle. I am back with another edition of Tea and Tarot, and I'm super excited about today's guest. I am so overjoyed because she is a little bit different from the other readers that we've had on so far. She's an artist by nature, and her work is incredible. She's transformed some of her artwork into a deck called The Color Potential. You've seen the deck on my site. It's been around for a year. I always love pulling from her deck. I welcome Francesca of The Color Potential cards. Francesca,
hi,
how are
Susie.
you? Hi.
I'm very excited to be here.
I'm so super excited to have you here. I love the background. Look at her background, friends. Look at this. That piece of artwork behind her is self-created. And I was mentioning to Francesca before we started the video that I find it so soothing and so calming. I just love her work. So Francesca, for our friends out there, please introduce yourself. Tell them what you do and share a little bit about your deck.
Okay, thank you. Well, I live in England in a little town on the south coast. On a clear day, you can see France across the channel. And I'm a painter, have been for a long time. Colour's my thing. And then in 2000, I was training to be a metaphysical counsellor, which means like normal counselling, and then there's a spiritual element. And as part of the training, we were asked to put our passion together with a metaphysical principle. And colour's always been my passion ever since I can remember. And I'd been to a talk on animal spirit cards the night before, and I thought, well, I could make my own deck based on colour and the metaphysical principle that we all really know what we should be doing. We just forget, or it gets clouded. So the cards are very, very simple. There's a swirl of colour, and then one positive quality that we all have within us. So the way I work with my deck, because I don't do anybody else's decks, is that it's what positive, I have an issue, what positive quality within me can I bring out to help move on that issue. So they're all positive because I wanted people to be able to use them without any fear. I think people who don't know tarot, for instance, get a bit scared with some of the cards there. So that was my intention. And then I wrote a book to go with them because I want people to be able to use them themselves. It was very much about self-empowerment. And the book has a history of each colour. I try, my degree's in art history, so colour symbolism was a big part of that, you know, the Renaissance and stuff. And then each card has a 11-line prompt as to why you might have picked that particular card if you're feeling a bit stuck. Sometimes they'll just go, yes, get it immediately. And then sometimes it's a bit more. So that's my deck. And as I say, I do readings with my deck, but I'm not like you and all those wonderful women and men, men who viewing, who use multiple decks and angels and moons and things like that. I'm just me and my deck and, you know, inner guidance, really.
So that's interesting to hear that you had this metaphysical start and combined it with your love of color and brought it to life. So when was the deck created? Was it 2000 you said, or afterwards, or has it been around this?
It's when it started.
Really?
And
oh.
In the early days, I used to hand make the cards. I mean, it's taken a long time because, as we know, life gets in the way. I got a brain tumor the minute I stopped training as a metaphysical counsellor. So there's been lots of ups and downs. So I used to print them out, then I used to hand paint them, and then my long-suffering husband would laminate them and cut them up, and we'd sell them like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So really, really just all encompassing and putting just so much love and heart and soul in each card for everyone like that. Wow. That's a surprise to hear. Oh, oh. How do you do them now?
Well, since there are 17 colours and each colour has 3 qualities, that was a lot of painting going on. And then trying to get a sort of approximation of that paint swirl, because people loved the hand-painted feel, but they weren't very practical. The lamination would come off, and I wanted people to have these in their kitchens and, you know, covered in sauce and being able to wipe them down and, you know, really practical. These are mine are all covered in paint, of course. So then we went to Shuffled Ink in Florida, and which is a playing card manufacturer. And God, trying to get the colours right. Oh, that was just. He was so patient, this guy who worked with us. So patient. He'd send over proofs. And because there are white cards, yes. I thought I'd have a white background. So the first printed set was smaller and a pale blue background. And I just went into my shell. I thought, and I didn't know why. And I realized later it's because I wasn't proud of them. If I was putting something out into the world, it needs to be a singing thing, you know, a positive thing. So then we came to this design and everything changed then. And children love them. Children love these cards because they connect immediately with the color.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, here's an example. I am so drawn to the magenta here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably use the magenta ray, do you, in your Reiki and stuff?
Yeah, very much so. Anything else you want to share with us about this magical story? I'm telling you, I could sit here, friends. I could sit here for hours with Francesca and just I'm so drawn to her energy and her work that I could sit for hours on end just listening to her. If I just gave her the floor and just sat here and listened, I could go on forever.
Oh, sweetie. An amazing thing to say. No, I'm working on a children's deck now. I suppose the other thing to say is I'm looking for an agent because I would like to have it, you know, professionally published and stuff.
Any agents out there and you're interested in working with Francesca, her information can be left below. You never know. This could be the opportunity that bridges you to that agent. So you're working on a children's deck.
Well, they do love them. I mean, you know, it's friends who you know, I like to say keep them in a bowl in the house, because if you put them away in the cupboard, then you've got to get them out. If you've got a meeting or something you're a bit nervous about, you can just pick one from the bowl. Obviously not, you know, people with loads and loads of decks, but the people. I know what I want to say. My intention really is for people who don't really use cards to use them, and that's what's happened with all the people who live around here, people who've never thought of cards. That's why they needed to be positive. That's why I needed to write the handbook, you know. But children, a friend of mine, her 8-year-old daughter wanted something to help her keep her room tidy. And she picked a card and it was gold, acknowledgement.
I love that. Now that's the way to work.
Probably less cards and simpler words, because like integration. A friend of mine, an adult friend of mine, said I have to look up some of the words, you know. So simpler words. That's going to be the judgment, and then a book, of course, that would appeal to a child. So it's quite a big project, but it's a lovely new way to go about things. Because as you see, this has taken a while.
Yeah. I love it though. I love the idea that you wanna bring something specific for kids, because you're right. In the artwork and the colors and that can draw them in, and then when they have that positive association, I loved your example. That is just beautiful. I'm excited about that. And yeah, when it's done, I would love to welcome it here on the channel. I would. Yeah.
Thanks,
so.
Darling.
You're most welcome. So I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I did want you to share with us your deck, and if you could pull a couple cards for the collective and show us how you work with your deck, because again, what you're doing is a little bit different and unique and so enjoyable. I get a kick every day when I see your posts. It's usually one of the first posts on my feed in the morning because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So it's my morning hit of color, my morning hit of inspiration, always so positive and joyful. So I'm looking forward to see what comes out here for the collective.
I mean, positivity was very important to me for my personal mental well-being, and through my art. I like positivity through my art. But it doesn't mean to say these are all Tweety Birdie. Do you know what I mean? It's all not Oh, rainbows and unicorns, they can be quite hard hitting as well. So I'll just pick
Yeah.
a couple of cards and we'll see what they are. Okay. Right, so just general. What's this one? Oh, gosh!
Look! I just pulled it too! Get out of here! That's magic. That's magic. Wow.
Oh, my Lord! Gosh.
Wow. That just happened. That
And there
really
are
just happened.
cards in the deck.
Look at them all. Look at them. That really just, I am covered in chills. All right, go for it.
So I love the black cards. There are 3 black cards. And this unlimited possibility, it's one of the things I learned from metaphysics, to not think in probabilities, which a lot of us do. If I do this, this will probably happen, this will probably happen. But to think in possibilities. So to think, what could possibly happen? And it just opens, I'm sure you do this all the time anyway, but it just opens up your vista. So the reason it's black is because of the night sky. You look into the night sky, we can't see the end of it. We don't know what's going on out there. We just see these twinkling stars. And that to me suggested unlimited possibility, because we literally have no idea what's out there. You know, you and I may be doing a card reading on another planet. Who knows? So the black one says, I mean, I shouldn't have favorites, but I love the black ones. You pulled the black one earlier, didn't you? Potency.
I did, potency, because
Yeah.
I've been shuffling Francesca's deck the whole time we've been chatting, and they're just I can't believe how that came out like that. I believe it because it happened, but wow. It's touching back on the color.
Yeah.
The black for me is, you're right, what's hidden, what we don't see, and what we don't have the potential to see in that moment, but if we hold the space for anything being possible.
Yeah.
I just love that. I love that. I love it. I'm sorry, I think you asked me a question. Did you ask me a question? I just went on a tangent.
Yeah, I did. I can't remember what it is
Okay.
either. Okay, it'll come.
It'll come back, yeah.
So it really is, don't think in probabilities, which I'm guessing most of your audience don't anyway, but maybe just today there's something, an issue you've got and you're confining it with what will probably happen. So that's the message from that card. I do readings on all sorts of different subject matters, like I'm doing one on money and doing one on maintenance, which I'm so bad at. I do a couple with my husband, which are quite funny. We've just done one on how painting.
I enjoy you and Phil. And let me tell you, I get a kick out of that. So bring him around more too.
I'll tell him that. He's always been such a supporter of these cards, because it's a big business, isn't it? Getting it all together and everything.
It sure is. Yeah.
And he's not a card person at all, but he's always, he's always been a big fan. Oh, right. So the second one is passion.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
So hot pink, magenta, whatever you like to call it. So that goes very well actually with the black. They go really, really well together. So passion, that's what it says on the tin really. Is there something that, an issue that you've withdrawn from, that you can't resolve it because your passion isn't in place? Is it a project like this that's been going on for years and years and you've forgotten what the passion was? So get back to the passion, reconnect with the passion, reconnect with the hot pink, and find your path again, find your way through again. Beautiful. Oh. Just little bits, because otherwise we'd be here for days.
I am so joyful for the opportunity to have connected with you today. I think it's been a year in the making. We've been waiting for the right opportunity to come and be here for us. I thank you so much, Francesca. It's I'm excited to see what comments come out of this, because again, it is a little bit different from the usual that we have had here on Tea and Tarot with Rising Sun. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to your next deck.
One quick thing.
Yes.
Michelle and I got together through Instagram. We probably will never meet, but I just want to tell the collective what an incredibly generous-hearted, warm, supportive person you are, and that anyone who gets invited to be a part of this is really lucky, because you'll get more than just this. You'll get you.
Oh, thank you so much for saying that. Oh.
A bit teary too.
But we've
Put that
shared
out there.
tears virtually with one another before in our journey here. So, what a beautiful note to end on. Thank you so much, Francesca. Oh, she's got such a beautiful soul. I know that you guys are going to feel that through the screen. So head on over to her information. It's posted below. And I wish you a wonderful rest of afternoon where you're located. And I look forward to connecting with you again real soon.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. And join us on another edition of Tea and Tarot with Rising Sun. Take care, friends.